Hello, hello, hello. You're tuning into the episode of TheWunderkindShow. Today's second topic, Darius Washington, breaking news, has torn his Achilles tendon and will be out for the entirety of the 2025 season. Look, guys, yeah, that's not good. That is not good at all. If you are just finding out about his breaking news, yes, Darius Washington, starting safety for the Baltimore Ravens, has torn his Achilles. Here goes Ian Rappaport covering it. Ravens safety Darius Washington, who is expected to play a key role in Baltimore's defense next season, has torn his Achilles. The MRI has confirmed the injury, which occurred during conditioning, will cause him to miss most or all of the 2025 season altogether. Only the Ravens. Why? Now look, now that rookie has to come in and produce immediately. Like, there's no waiting. He has to come in and handle business from the opening snap, the opening kickoff. This is what this is now. I feel so bad for Darius too. The man has been nothing short of a warrior. He is battled against all odds, being undersized, being injured previously, and came out and showed that he could be a contributing factor to a very good defense or a championship caliber team. And injuries have robbed him again, of another year of his professional career. So I feel for the guy. I really do. And I'm sorry this happened. Prayers go out to him for a speedy and safe recovery. And hopefully he can bounce back. Once again, I always tell people this. He was on a 1-year deal, I believe it was, this year. So, he didn't get the contract he wanted. So now, next year's up in the air for him. And this is the way that he earns this is the way he puts food on the table for himself and his family. This is how he has to make enough to last for decades. Right now. And not only that, he has to invest. He has to invest all of it properly, like shrewdly, like frugally, like everything. So, I'm very sad for him. But the Ravens, we're in a hole now. We're in a pickle. And the crazy thing is, I know a lot of y'all going to say, oh, he's a rookie. The other guy that's coming in, Malachi, he's a rookie. If he starts playing bad, that's all I'm going to hear. He's a rookie, blah, 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 blah. He'll get better as the season goes along. But you know what's going to end up happening? We're going to say, hey, Lamar, while we try to figure out the back end of this defense, we're going to need you to go Superman for the first 9 to 10 weeks again. You're okay. That's what you get paid the big bucks for. Can't wait for Raven fans to go there. Right here is a list of all the free agents that are available right now in the NFL. Justin Simmons, Julian Blackmon, Jordan Whitehead, Marcus Williams. We're not bringing back Marcus Williams. Jordan Poyer. No. Chuck Clark. Nah, I wouldn't want Chuck Clark. I think Justin Simmons would be cool. Quandre Diggs, Jalen Mills, John Johnson, Kayvon Wallace, Tayshaun Gibson, Ryan Neal, Ronnie Harrison, Elijah Riley, Adrian Colbert, Trevor Denbow, Adrian Amos, and Jamal Adams. Mind you, I do not want Jamal Adams. He's the most injured safety. He's been the most injured safety in the past 2 decades I've ever seen in the NFL. And great talent, can play in the box, all that stuff. Can make a lot of splash plays, just could not stay healthy. So that's dead. But Justin Simmons is probably the best on this list. Quandre Diggs might be a decent person to get. I wouldn't want Jordan Poyer. Jordan Whitehead, I wouldn't know about either. So those would be the 5 I'd look at. But this ain't the all list. We might have to just take who we got on the team and run with them. But the Ravens might want a veteran safety because you know how they like veteran presence. They might go out there and try to get a guy that has done it before, been there before, knows how to work, knows how to grind to get him to join this team. So I don't know. That's what seems going on. Once again, it's right out of the blue. It just came out of nowhere like a half an hour ago. Like, hey, Darius Washington's out for the rest of the season. And we're coming off of sports, big sports news. Jason Tatum going through the same thing. His Achilles getting hurt in the NBA playoffs. So I tell everybody, the Achilles is such a hard thing to come back from because it's literally how it helps generate explosion, force. That twitch, to be able to, that twitch quickness and everything else. If your Achilles goes and it's never develops back into normal, you lose all of that. Most of the time when you're right-handed, like if I'm playing basketball, I'm right-handed, your explosion comes from your left leg. So most of the time, so the left Achilles would be the one to go. Same thing if you're left-handed, it'll be your right Achilles or your right leg. So, it's such an integral part to the body, but it's finicky. Not a lot of blood goes down there, so it takes an elongated time to get healed. They wrap it in, like they'll wrap it and force it down to force blood flow, to coagulate and stuff like that to speed up the recovery process. But it is still a very, very long, strenuous injury to come back from, and a lot of players do not. Mind you, Kobe Bryant was still Kobe Bryant. He was still doing Kobe Bryant things. Everyone was like, man, Kobe could probably do this for another 6-7 years. His Achilles went, and so did everything else. And I know you guys remember that. The Achilles, man, y'all don't even, I've had my Achilles torn playing ball. And I'm going to tell you something right now. My explosion, I was never the same athlete ever again after it. Never. It's such a devastating, and it's why I feel very bad for our Darius, because he's worked so hard and he's faced a lot of obstacles, and he just put his head down and kept going forward. And I know this is another obstacle, keeping him in his prayers and stuff like that, but man, that's a difficult pill to swallow. You don't get the contract you want. You're like, okay, fine, I'm going to prove I want that. I should get that contract. I'm going to prove I can be an elite player in this league, and then your Achilles gives out, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. So, shout out to our Darius and stuff like that. I don't know what the Ravens are going to do. Going the route of the veteran might be what they want to do. But mind you, we have some other guys that might be able to play safety on the squad. But the Ravens do like veterans at every level of the defense, at every level of the team. So there's that also. So I don't know. And most likely we're going to get one of those guys off that list, most likely. I don't see us trading for anybody. So there's that. So we'll get to see what happens. But, man, out of all the time it happens now. It's like, wow. Not even, because think about it, if he would have tore it like right after the Bills game, like a month after the Bills game, he'd have pretty much all the rest of the year, all the way to January to try to get back. You know what I'm saying? He would have legit 10 months to get back from it. You know what I'm saying? Now it's, we're out with May. So it's June, July, August, September. Hold on. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. That's 10 months. 10 months of recovery for Achilles is March. Usually it's a year or more. So April, May, that's 1 year right there. So it'll be next year, May, he probably fully recovered from it. And even then, it's getting used to how it feels, not being scared to plant, not thinking about it, no, we're just reacting instead of thinking. So there's that too. So we'll get to see what happens. But yeah, guys, devastating news for the Baltimore Ravens. I'm curious to see how we're going to bounce from this, because mind you, it was our Darius. People always say, oh, it's Kyle Hamilton, put him back there. It wasn't just him. It was the moving our Darius into the starting lineup and putting Kyle Hamilton to the back that allowed the back end of our defense to solidify. How does that change with our Darius out of the rotation? We're going to get to find out. But what do you guys think? Are you worried about this? Were you surprised when it happened? And who do you think will get to replace our Darius Washington's production? Do you think we'll go for somebody in free agency, or do you think we'll go to turn the page with somebody new in the building already? Let me know what you think down in the comment section, please, all right? But as always, that's episode of The Wunderkind Show! Thank you for watching. I know we get down, we have fun, and we laugh, but everything we talk about is rooted in what? Facts and truth. Please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. Guys, you know I love the comments. If you haven't already done so, please remember to like and subscribe to The Wunderkind Morning Show, live Monday through Thursdays, 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. in the mornings, where we touch all sports commentary, and talk. And at the end of every show, we cover a little bit of nostalgia trivia, where we cover from the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. So be there, guys, or be squared, okay? I'm telling you, it's a great time. Subscribe and support, okay? Also, if you'd like to donate to the channel, help out with equipment and such stuff like that, bottom of the screen, QR codes to a Cash App. Cash App located in the description of every video that we do. Name of it is $, The Wunderkind Show. Super easy. But that's episode of The Wunderkind Show. This show is not just signing off, and as always, you know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Huh? Yeah!
Finish him, Daddy.
You're not my dad! $50 million? And who you think you kidnapped, Chelsea Clinton?